Our first session of the day is going to be the first panel discussion session on process safety management, lessons learned and solutions for workplace safety. And what a better way to start than talking about workplace safety. And now I would like to call on the esteemed panel members who are going to be sharing the stage and their knowledge and valuable learnings with you for the next 45-50 minutes. And please help me welcome them with a big round of applause, because first session of the day, not an easy thing to do. So joining us first on stage, Mr. PRAKASH GK, Vice President Operations from VRL Logistics. Can we have a big round of applause to Mr. PRAKASH? Welcome to the stage, sir. Please have your seat. Joining next on the panel, Dr. Naveen Raj, Senior Consultant and Head Environment, Oil Industry Safety Directorate. A big round of applause to Dr. Naveen. Doctor, welcome to the panel, sir. Please have your seat. Joining next, we have Ms. Madhusmita Aggarwal, Director, QHSE, Liquide. A big round of applause to Madhusmita, ma'am. Welcome to the panel, madam. Please have your seat. Joining next, Mr. Rajendra Singh, Vice President, Safety and Fire Services, JSW Steel. A big round of applause to Rajendra, sir. Welcome to the panel, sir. Please have your seat. Joining next, we have Akhilesh Tiwari, DGM ESG Indorma Corporation. A big round of applause to Akhilesh, sir. Welcome to the panel, sir. Please have your seat. Joining next, we have Ms. Nidhi Nair, Head EHS and Sustainability, JSW MG Motors India. Can we have Nidhi ma'am here? Okay, I've been told, I think Nidhi ma'am is on the way. She's joining the panel shortly in the next 2 minutes. So moving now, I would like to call on stage our honorable moderator for the panel. Joining on stage, Mr. Anurag Jain, Head Quality and HSE, Sterling and Wilson Renewable Energy. Big round of applause to Anurag, sir. Welcome to the panel, sir. Please have your seat. So gentlemen, I think first panel of the day, a lot of expectations, but I'm sure with such an esteemed panel is going to be a cracking session. Anurag sir, just wanted to update you. I think Nidhi ma'am is on the way, so she will be directly joining the panel. Hope it's okay with you. All right, all over to you. Looking forward to a great session.
Good morning. I think in the morning energy is still low. Good morning. Yes, that also energizes the panel members. So I would first of all thank CINEX to organize such a wonderful conference, India HSE Summit and Awards 2025. I just heard that CINEX has been doing this since last 18 years, so I think now they have championed in organizing such conferences, in events, in different fields, and one of them is HSE. Such conferences, according to me, basically elevate the EHS excellence by bringing in industry leaders, the respective function experts, so in this, the HSE experts, because these leaders, these experts, professionals will be sharing the transformative insights. They will be sharing the practical proven strategies which has come out of their experience, and also the future roadmap of India HSE Summit, in this summit about EHS. It's not only safety, I would say, it is also the environment. When we talk about process, it impacts both safety and environment. So we will be talking about both together, whether one says it explicitly or not, but both go hand in hand as far as the process is concerned. I'm sure with such a distinguished leaders in this panel from a very, very diverse background, I will also be naming them shortly. I mean, it will be a really power-packed session because we will try to decode the real-world learnings from the experience of all the panel members, the experience which they have got from various process safety incidents, from the strategies which they have been following in their respective industry, and which will basically help all the audiences to strengthen the compliance and to mitigate the risk in their respective industry. The panel which we have is, I'll just name, okay. So panel members, whenever they will speak, they will introduce themselves. So that will be good. Now let me set some context to the topic, process safety management. Whenever we think of process safety, the first thing which comes in mind is some catastrophic incident. And one of the most popularly talked about, one of the most, I would say, catastrophic incident which has seen the violation of process safety is Bhopal gas tragedy. I'm sure every one of you would have heard about it. So when we say process safety, it is creating a kind of chain reaction which creates a catastrophe, and we have all seen that even today the impacts are visible. And it's not only that one incident way back in 1994, there are a couple of more. I'll name it to really thrust upon the impact of it. Deepwater Horizon disaster in 2010. Gulf of Mexico, there was a explosion in the oil rig, and which led to one of the largest marine oil spill in the history. And of course, there were 11 deaths as reported. Then there was Grenfell Tower fire in 2017 in London. And this has seen 72 deaths. It was a failure involving building material and fire safety protocols. It's not that in the history, even in the recent, even in this year also we have heard. There was a incident in the ordnance factory in Maharashtra.
Anurag sir, if I may, sorry to just cut. I think Nidhi ma'am is here. Can we just invite her on stage?
Please,
yeah,
please.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we have a big round of applause? Ms. Nidhi Nair, Head EHS and Sustainability from JSW MG Motor India. Please come, ma'am. Yes. No issues, ma'am. Please have your seat. We were anyways expecting you to come in. All right. Thank you, Anurag sir. Please continue.
Yeah. So even in this year, we have seen, not only in India, in Malaysia, there was a chemical recycling plant where an explosion took place in January 2025. Then there was in USA an explosion during a test flight in March 2025. So it is not that it has stopped. Howsoever focus, howsoever risk mitigation strategies all of us have been deploying, but still it is continuing. And it has got a catastrophic event, incidents, it impacts. This is one dimension of looking at process safety that we get reminded of the catastrophic incidents. But there are also, I would say, positive impacts of process safety. Many of you would have heard a lot of case studies on the impact of safety on basically the financials, on any positive impact. I'm reminded of a very famous case study of Alco. Many of you would have heard about it. It's an aluminum company in America, and this case study is way back in 1987, and that company was declining. So they appointed a new CEO, Paul O'Neill. And this CEO, the very first day, he declared that he will prioritize safety over profit. I mean, please note, he didn't set only safety priority, he said safety over profit. It has got a very, very powerful impact. So the moment he said that, the board also was very disturbed that they hired this CEO to turn around, to increase the revenues, profits, all the financials, and he's talking about safety and that to over profit. But he kept on pursuing that KPI, and that was the only KPI which he was working upon. And the result of it is, he was their CEO, I think, for 12 years till 1999. And he has shown that just this KPI has turned around and has created history for this company by multiplying its revenue, I think, 9 times and its net income by 7 times. So it is not that the process safety should be always remembered just to stop the catastrophe. It should also be remembered equally to give you the positive benefits out of it. Now, having said this, let us go to the esteemed panel members and have more insights into process safety management, how it has been dealt in their respective industries, because we have panel members from oil industry, chemical industry, from Ministry of Oil, from automotive, from steel industry. So you can imagine the kind of diverse experience which is sitting in this panel. Let me start from the very basic question, Mr. Akhilesh. Process safety management. How is your industry taking process safety management? What is it and how it is really managing, how it is really benefiting the business, managing process safety, how it is benefiting the business? Some thoughts on this, please.
Hello. Very good morning to all the panel members and the august colleagues. Process safety is really one of the top priorities in fertilizer industry. Process safety, as you know, is basically the identification, evaluation, and mitigation of process hazards. In our fertilizers at Jagdishpur unit, which was previously an Aditya Birla Group company, Indogulf Fertilizers, we have the natural gas pipeline coming from Hazira, and we have the ammonia storage. So mainly these are big hazards. So and it's a chemical industry. Process safety management is quite relevant to chemical industry. So in this chemical industry, we have we have hired a consultant, and we drove this process safety management all throughout our entire factory, and we have tried to involve most of the people. So in process safety management, basically, the few key elements which are in the process safety management are the PHA, process hazard analysis. That is how we identify the process hazards and evaluate risk. Then we try to develop all the operating procedures, the standard operating procedures, what has to be the process parameters, what are the control limits, and all these things. And then strictly follow and create a proper awareness among all the employees, right from top to bottom. So for that, we need a strong training. And with the regular training, all the hazards, all the mitigation procedures, all the process parameters are ingrained in the employees of the company, so that they are aware and alert as far as process hazards are concerned. The other aspect is mechanical integrity. We try to ensure that the equipment designed and installed and maintained properly, and there is a preventive culture to prevent failures of the equipments. And then whatever changes are there in the process, we adopt a strong procedure of management of change. The entire processes are identified, what changes have to be brought about. The changes which have been brought about are made aware, people are made aware what the changes are brought about, and the procedures are accordingly updated. Then also we have a strong process of incident investigation. We investigate the incidents, near misses, to identify the root causes. Because the Jagdishpur unit, which was Indo-Gulf Fertilizers, we had a strong background of total productive maintenance and world-class manufacturing. So with this background, we have implemented the TPM of Japan. We have a process of basic condition evaluation, where there is a team of, there are 4 teams which are moving in different areas, and they are identifying the observations related to systems, process or physical conditions. And these observations are mitigated and closed. Then focus on the root cause is very important for us. So we find the root cause and try to eliminate the root cause. Then we have a strong system of emergency planning and response. We organize several mock drills over the year, and the frequency is around quarterly, in-house mock drills, and then we have the mock drills organized by the government authorities, and the district administration also takes help of our company for organizing the mock drills for the community also. The community has to be safe. Then basically, out of all these activities, we feel that what are the things which benefit? The risk is reduced. We minimize the risk of the process-related incidents. There is improved safety. And then the regulatory compliance has to be followed. That is very important. Then cost saving, we reduce cost associated with incidents, downtime and repairs. And then we have enhanced reputation in the eyes of our stakeholders. Because once we are focusing on process safety, the stakeholders and investors feel safe to invest in our company. The customers feel safe to buy our products, and we have an enhanced reputation and image. So these are the basic plans which we implement at Indorama Fertilizers, and I think the other panel members would like to share their views on these aspects.
Thank you, Mr. Akhilesh. I think you have mentioned the complete chain, how process safety is managed and what all Indorama is doing to manage this. Now let me move on to the next, another risky industry, which is oil and gas. So, Dr. Naveen, being in oil and gas industry, one of the factors touched upon by Mr. Akhilesh was asset integrity. So how do you think that asset integrity helps in managing safety and environment sustainability? Because environment is highly impacted by oil and gas industry. So your thoughts on asset integrity for this?
Thanks, Anurag, for your question. And I am Naveen Raj from Oil Industry Safety Directorate, which is a norms, technical norms of Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas. And we are looking after the safety environment HSE aspect of petroleum industry all over India. Here, as Anurag mentioned initially, that a small incident like Macondo and like other incident, what a havoc it has created. I'll bring you to 2 incidents in India. One was 2005 BHN platform incident in which 386 people dived in the sea, and they could be saved. Only I think 8 deaths were there, but that was a havoc that has costed billions of dollars to oil industry, especially Government of India, ONGC. Second recent incident in Baghjan in Assam, Oil India Limited, where a small incident has led to such a havoc that whole natural park, that is national park, that was affected, and I think Oil India was charged with the 2,200 crores of the damage of environment. So you have very rightly said, it goes hand in hand. And in oil and gas industry, if you see, risk is too high. First, because what we are dealing, that is very inflammable. A small leakage or a small things can convert into a havoc, as has happened in Macondo case, as had happened in several cases world over where the fire has taken place. So first priority will be to save the fire. To save the fire, you have to save the product, that is oil and gas. If that is leaking, definitely it is going. And see the operation. From deep offshore, a widespread area, where you are managing an installation, a platform, and then connected with the thousands of kilometers of pipeline network. If you go to downstream, see the refinery. There the products are transported through pipeline all over India, cross-linking. And how it is, the pipeline from East Coast to Jamnagar by Reliance, that pipeline is maintaining. Thing is that if you talk of asset integrity, that is a part of process safety management. So ultimately the overall asset integrity is very, very important. A small leakages in such a 1,000 kilometer of pipeline can lead to havoc. Several incidents has happened. In a gas pipeline, where a chai wala was there and a small leakage has taken place, and then suddenly it took fire and it has converted in major fire, several deaths were there. So these are the things. So first thing, when you talk of asset integrity, it has to be a holistic approach. Starting from the part of the production of oil and gas up to the delivery point, you have to ensure that our asset integrity is of that level that not even a small leakages takes place. What are the procedures for that? Leak detection and repair, LDAR, which is called in oil and gas industry. That every company dealing with oil and gas, they give utmost importance to LDAR, leak detection. Second thing is corrosion, pipeline maintenance, this thing. Wheresoever you are operating all your equipments, whether it is separators, heater treaters, various types of processing equipments you are using, at everywhere, at every stage you have to see. And you know, it doesn't happen like this only. So certain time, even your detection goes beyond that. If you see that pipeline or anywhere where oil and gas is being produced or transported, you will find that you are not able to detect the detection. But when you go for the satellite monitoring, like Elon Musk, he has installed this 2023 March, he has installed this METSAT satellite. If you go their data, you will find a lot of methane, hydrocarbon is being released into the environment, which you are not able to capture by your present equipment and system. So, thing is that whenever such type of things, so need not to say that the asset integrity in total is very, very important. And for that, Akhilesh has already said, risk-based approach is there. You have to identify the risk. The risk is related to pressure, risk is related to what product is releasing, what is the calorific value of that product, what is the flash point of that product. Based on that, you have to maintain your system. Now, second thing, once it is leaking, it's a fire. One thing I told about the fire safety. Second thing, as Anurag has said, it is related to environment. You see, this environment, when we are talking of right now, what we are talking, two things are there. First thing is going for the energy trilemma. Energy trilemma is availability of energy, then equal distribution of the energy, and then environment sustainability. We are talking three things. Right now, Russian president is here. Why? Energy security. We want energy. Then you are having the several COPs and everything where you are talking of the environment sustainability. So anywhere, if any methane is getting leaked, you know, this global warming potential of methane is 28 times more than carbon dioxide. Even one part of methane it is leaked, that is going to affect the global warming in much better, higher way than the carbon dioxide. So not only from safety points, its leakage has to be arrested. And for that, what you are doing, you have to ensure that none of the methane or none of the hydrocarbon is getting leaked. If it is getting leaked, it has to be identified, it has to be arrested, and the process safety management, which detail has already been explained by Akhilesh, that is there. I think I'll just stop right now and I can further elaborate the things.
Thank you, Dr. Naveen. I think you have very well mentioned the impact of asset integrity, be it fire, be it leakage, be it spillover, and you have also said some of the incidents which are really very, very impacting. Let me move on back to the chemical industry. So, Ms. Madhusmita, can you please share your insights on the risk, say identifying and mitigating risk, because that is considered to be one of the core principles to manage process safety?
Thank you, Anurag, for the question. A quick introduction of myself before I start answering. I'm Madhusmita Aggarwal. As sorry, everyone, you can call me Madhu. I'm from Liquide. It's a chemical industry, so we say, but primarily we are into industrial and medical gases. What I manage is the health, safety, environment, and security for the region. When I say region, so I'm responsible for, my perimeter is India, Africa, Middle East, and Central Asia. Coming back to my company, Liquide, we obviously produce medical gases, so which are used in hospitals, medical grade oxygen. But we also produce various other gases which knowingly or unknowingly touch you every day. To give you some examples, in the bottles, you have some amount of nitrogen added to the water to make the bottle strong and so that it can remain straight. And when you open, sometimes you get a fizz, even if it's a normal water bottle. We produce carbon dioxide for Coke and your different beverages, and obviously for nitrogen, for food grade, preservation, the chips packet, you have your chips crispy because we produce nitrogen which is inside, and so on and so forth. We are also there in semiconductor industries, where we produce and supply specialty gases, a mixture of gases. So that's in brief about the kind of industry that I am working in, and overall I have around more than 29 years of experience in health, safety, environment, and quality. Coming to the question, which is about the risk identification, it becomes extremely important in process risk. Why we say that? Because if it's an occupational health and safety risk, let's say a fall from height, it's visible, you can see it. But process risks are something which are not visible, and that's why they become all the more important. They are intrinsic to the process. The process risk is there because the process is running. If the process doesn't run, the risk doesn't exist. So it is because of the operations, and since it is intrinsic to the operations, everybody here, I mean, has spoken, especially the previous speaker, about the risk that they have. I would like to touch upon a different or angle to it, apart from the process risk, which are in our case like pressure or high voltage, electricity, which again you cannot see. There is another important factor there which operates the system, which is the human and the organizational factor. When we identify the risk, we also need to see and check, is there some warning signs that we are getting, and we call them the precursors. Sorry. The precursors are like the warning signals before actually something can happen. So are we checking with the people, or are we just dependent on the operator's knowledge or his experience, or do we really know where the hazards are and we are taking actions? And then once we know the risk, identify the risk, obviously my previous speaker spoke about different methods. You have ARA, PRA, there is low power layer of protection analysis, several such exist. I'll not get into it. But what is important is how we are mitigating. And since I believe most of us here are HSE professionals, we know the hierarchy of control, how we need to mitigate. We need to start with how we can eliminate that risk at all, right? That is there something that we can do that we do not use this kind of hazardous chemical in the place, or we can just completely eliminate. And from elimination, we come to substitution. We can substitute with something which is much more safer. If substitution doesn't happen, then we come to the engineering control. We can put some kind of sensors. To give you an example, in our industry, there's a lot of risk if there is low oxygen in some place, which means, let's say we are manufacturing nitrogen, we have ASUs, air separation units. We are manufacturing nitrogen and the nitrogen leakage happens. So the oxygen density there will reduce. And as I said before, interestingly, you will not even realize, because the nitrogen increases, the oxygen reduces. Inside your body, as oxygen reduces, you start feeling dizzy. But over a period of time, gradually, on seconds, in minutes, and gradually you become unconscious. What is important in such cases, that you need to have an oxygen meter. Apart from the fact that you should have mitigated the risk, seen if there is some kind of a leakage, as he already spoke about, or if there is a valve, how important it is, whether a leakage from there will just be a leakage or can it lead to an explosion. So accordingly, the mitigation, and obviously the last two steps of mitigation are some kind of administrative control and a PP, which I see that we have some stalls here also on PP, but believe me, that's the last step. We need to first look at the other ones, how we can remove the risk, avoid the risk, substitute it. That's what I'll talk about.
Thank you, Madhu. See, the key part, yes, you can clap very well. So, the key message which I got from her message is that the risks are intrinsic. They are not visible, and it is then becomes more difficult to mitigate it. But yes, with the experts like you all, I think it is easy to identify them and then mitigate them. Let me go to another industry which is understood by some as less risky. Before I go there, even the industry to which I belong, renewable industry, we are a leading global player in setting up renewable power plants, solar and wind, and also doing operation and maintenance of that. That industry is also understood to be that it is a less risky. I do agree that it is less risky than maybe oil and gas or chemical, but you know, even one risk can also create a catastrophic event. So we cannot undermine any industry for that matter. In renewable industry, some of the critical processes like working at height in wind turbines, installing the wind turbines at heights like 120 meters. So you can imagine the kind of activities, the tandem crane operations, and I mean, you say it, there is huge lot of criticality in it. Lot of electrical activities are going on, and just imagine the solar plants, the solar panels, the moment it is out in the sun, it keeps on generating power. There's no stoppage. You cannot do anything about it. You cannot stop it. But you have to take care, you have to control it. So even the industries which are understood to be less risky, there are critical processes. So I move on to logistic industry. We have Mr. Prakash from logistics. So can you please brief something on, because people have talked about mechanical integrity, so I somewhere correlate it with the quality and performance of the equipment, or say the process. So how quality and performance of equipment or process helps in maintaining process safety?
Thank you, Anuragji. Good morning to all. I'm into logistic industry since last 32 years. I have seen a lot of companies, lot of industries, like all the members, jury members are here. I have seen several companies, several products. I'd like to mention here that logistic is a backbone of all the industries. Can I say this? And as the logistic is the backbone of the industry, the drivers and the laborers are the backbone of the logistic industry. Since day one up to till time, I have seen lot of situations with the dealings of the people with the drivers and laborers. See, at logistic means everybody can understand this one. It's a hub and spoke model. We pick up the material, we pick up the shipments, and we stack the shipments at one place, and lot of things are there. And so many type of transportations are there. Even we can say about passenger transportation also. Every vehicle, every equipment, every hub or an office should be in a good quality. That we have to mention, that we have to maintain. We have to take care of drivers as well as laborers. I've seen so many incidents there. In the earlier stage of logistic industry, many people don't respect drivers, even laborers also. They treat them as a small people or like, but how he is contributing the industries in terms of service, and I can say in terms of economy also. So first thing we have to see quality and the process. It should not be in a papers. It should be in a behavior. How we behave here with another. We used to bring so many materials to the warehouses. Those people used to handle so many materials like chemical, gas, whatever it may be. But the packing of those goods, if it is not in a good quality, it is very harmful to those people who are carrying it, who are handling it, and who are driving it. So I used to go to those clients. I used to request them, please improve your quality of packagings. And we used to implement all the processes where it should not be harmful to even any of the person in the organization or in the office or in the hub, you can say. So these quality and processes are not only the elements of safety, they create safety, what I can say. So here many industries people are there, industry delegates are there, many seniors people are there. I'd like to request you people one thing. Let us create an environment for those people, drivers and laborers, a safety and good environment. Can I say this one? Can I request this to you people? So we have to maintain this, and I would like to request once again the forum and all the members here to maintain the quality and the processes where you people are producing the products. The quality of the product should be good, the packaging of the product should be good, so that we can bring a best quality in service also.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Prakash. Very rightly said that quality creates safety. If it's a good quality, maybe packing, product, or say the equipments used, definitely it will help in the good safety. Now, in the interest of time, I'll move on very quickly to another highly process-oriented industry, which is steel. So, Mr. R.K. Singh is from steel industry. So, when we talk about quality, the first thing which comes in mind is inspection, auditing. So, how do you think that inspection and auditing, maybe of the process or the equipment, helps in maintaining good process safety?
Good morning, all. Myself, R.K. Singh. I'm heading Safety and Fire Services in JSW Steel. I have more than 37 years of experience, and I have worked in all the industry, like chemical industry also. If I started my career in chemical polymerization industry, and I have experience in aluminum also. I have experience in construction, big core construction, and since 2014, I started with the JSW Steel, 11 years now. So let me start with everybody discussed about the process safety, and when safety comes into mind, then safety wale ka job hai. This comes in the mind of the people. But to me, process safety is nothing but the process itself. Because if the process is run in a disciplined manner, if the people are knowing about the operational discipline, they are following it, then nothing will go wrong, and process as such will be safe. So, because especially I was asked to elaborate on the inspection and auditing. So let me talk about the inspection and auditing. Once this is required, but for that, your systems should be in place. Like process safety, if you talk about the process safety as such, it starts with the process safety information. We have to ask the question that whether process safety information is complete in itself. All the informations which are required for going deeper into the implementation of the process safety is available with your industry or not. Then process hazard analysis. What kind of techniques you have used? There are several techniques. What if for job you carry out the process hazard analysis in total? But are you working on R1 and R2 risk, the top risk of your company? Then talks about the mechanical integrity. Mechanical integrity is the next important aspect. Mechanical integrity talks about in total predictive and preventive maintenance. If the predictive maintenance is robust, then preventive maintenance, along with that, if it is followed, then your total equipment failure rate will be very low. Like no failure, you will hear about the pump failure ho gaya, blowers fail ho gaya, which will really impact your process. So if you are confident that all the elements of the process safety are in place, then you go for the inspection and auditing. Or you start before that. If you talk about the inspection can be your random inspection. Like you go and you see any leakage, you are triggered, and you go for the root cause analysis. So why leakage took place. We have a system of robust inspection and auditing. Inspection, it is inspection by our process safety people. It is inspection by the HODs, which is a Gamba walk down, especially meant for process safety approach. If you talk about the random leaders of different areas, they go and see the process safety aspects. Auditing is very much structured. It involves all elements, compliance part, that whether process safety information is any element you ask and it is missing in the department, and we raise our remarks over it that this is the weakness in the system. Then we go and we ask the question that whether R1 and R2 risk, you show me the action plan which are meant for R1 and R2. And you can verify those action plans, whether it's followed or not followed. You can verify the implementation of the field also. Mechanical integrity, if you see any leakage from any pipeline, if you see the structure getting corroded, if you see the overall preventive maintenance is not being followed, schedule I'm talking about, if you see that all the predictive maintenance is not up whatever we have written in our procedures, then you have a weakness in mechanical integrity aspect. And definitely it will lead to the failure. So this is the approach if it is followed. Like we choose 5 plants at a time for auditing because we have many plants. And you can just think about, so far as the steel industry is concerned, all the hazards, whatever comes to your mind, all hazards are present in the steel industry. If you talk about the carbon monoxide, it's kilometers of pipeline is there. If you talk about the ammonia, many cubic meters there. If you talk about molten metal, it is 1600 degrees centigrade molten metal, and people are working very close to it. So we have a high stake in the people. And of late, the World Steel is also focusing on, and let me tell you frankly that it was a neglected aspect in the steel industry. Now we are coming in big way, and we have understood that this is very much important, and we are meeting at national and international forums, and we are discussing about the process safety aspects. I am member of the process steering group of the World Steel. So we talk at a length, and we have established some protocols which are being followed in the steel industry. And if those aspects are always taken into account, then definitely we will be improving, and day by day we are improving, so far as process safety failure rate is concerned.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Singh. So let me move on to the next industry, which is automotive. So, Ms. Nidhi, how do you think that the training of people or certification of product or services helps in maintaining the process safety?
So, hi team, good morning. And my name is Nidhi, and I'm working with JSWMG, and it is an automotive company. And to be very honest, I have also worked for FMCG, the auto ancillaries like foundry, die casting, and the other system management system organization. When we talk about, when you might have, everybody listened about the everybody's views on the panel. When we talk about the training, so that is one of the key pillar. As per me, it is one of the key pillar to implement process safety when we want to do it diligently. Because if there is no competency with the people to perform any risk assessment, or to do the inspection, or just to assess what are all the hazards are nearby to them, so that the process safety basically program will not work. So for them, it is very much important for us, each and every professional who is sitting here, it is very much important to give more emphasis on the training. And whenever we talk about a good industry having good process safety management system or good EHS systems and all, then the main pillar which stands behind that is the people who are working on the floor. When we talk about the competency, it is not only the competency who are performing audits, but it is also for the competencies of the people who are basically working on those hazards. So that is one of the key part. And when the another one part which is touched by Arnaksan, it is related to the product certification, right, sir? So when we talk about the people, so they need to be competent. Similarly, the product needs to be certified, because then only we will say that all the products are certified as per the standards which are available in the market, and they are basically good to work for the system which we need. For example, recent incident, you might have heard about one of the gas leakage incident happened in Gujarat. So I'll not name the organization, but yes, but when we come to know about, when we go and deep dive back to the system, then we got to know that the system was corroded, people were not aware, they don't know about the emergency response plan, there were many flaws, and you won't believe that the person who got affected due to that one of the person is the priest who is working with, he is the priest. So can you imagine how the priest come in contact with that basically gas leakage? Nobody. So nobody even basically at the time of when we do the risk assessment or set up the process or set up the plant, we don't give attention to those things. So there basically comes the competency of the persons. Similarly, when we talk about the corrode pipelines or the walls and all, means the lifeline is not audited or the products were not used as per the specification and all. So that's why it is very much important, and we must ensure that whenever we are seeking or aiming to have the process safety management at its world-class level, we must have the competent workforce with trained employees. Last but not the least, the certified products. That's all.
Thank you. Can we have 5 minutes more? Because I think there is one more very important question which, if we don't talk about it, it will be very unjustified. So maybe Dr. Naveen, how do you see the process safety in future, especially in this era of AI?
Yeah, I think this would have been incomplete without talking of digitization and AI. And we all know, need not to say, how this AI is helping and how in process safety, with the help of AI, definitely there is a lot of scope, and the things which we miss by the human errors, that can be controlled by AI. As I told you, that methane, which is leaking from pipeline, we are not able to capture that, but satellite is able to capture that. Any small oil leakages in deep sea or somewhere, like you said, in Macondo case, what was there? It was a very small incident, just a mishappening, nobody even came to know that, but the havoc was too much. Like I said, BHN, there was, when we were talking, there was only a small vessel that has deviated and hit the riser line, and there it has happened. So there was a human error. This human error can always be compensated by this use of all the data. I need not to explain about the AI. So at every step, and now we have got so many softwares, I think Netradyne, they are making so much good things which can be controlled by robotic and AI. So in all our industry, wheresoever human error possibility is there, definitely AI is there to minimize that.
Thank you. So I'll not waste time in summarizing what has been discussed, but would seek any questions if there are.
I think,
yes,
first of all, they deserve a huge round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, can we have a big round of applause for this wonderful panel session on process safety? My compliments to all the esteemed panel members, and especially Anurag sir for wonderfully moderating the session. And I think a great discussion we had here. And now I would like to call on stage to felicitate this esteemed panel of august audience here, Mr. Sanjay Kumar S. from Benchmark Gen Suite. Can we have Sanjay ji on stage, please? Thank you, Sanjay. Please come. Thank you, Sanjay, for doing the honors. We'll start first with honoring Prakash GK from VRL Logistics. Can we have the certificate for Prakash, sir, please? Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause for Mr. Prakash GK from VRL Logistics for his wonderful insights in the panel discussion session. Moving next, Dr. Naveen Raj from Oil Industry Safety Directorate. A big round of applause for Dr. Naveen for his wonderful insights in the panel discussion session. Moving next to Ms. Madhusmita Aggarwal from Liquide. Can we have a big round of applause for Ms. Madhusmita Aggarwal for her wonderful thoughts and insights in the panel discussion session. Moving next to Mr. Rajendra Singh from JSW Steel. A big round of applause for Rajendra sir for his wonderful insights in the panel. Moving next to Mr. Akhilesh Tiwari from Indorma Corporation. A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for Mr. Akhilesh Tiwari for his wonderful insights in the panel. Moving next to Ms. Nidhi Nair from JSW MG Motors India. A big round of applause to Ms. Nidhi Nair for her wonderful thoughts and insights in the panel session. And now, our honorable moderator for the panel, Mr. Anurag Jain from Sterling and Wilson Renewable Energy. A big round of applause for Anurag sir for not just moderating the session but also sharing his valuable thoughts and insights. I would now humbly request all the honorable panel members to kindly step forward for a group photo. And Anurag sir, if you could also join them. And Sanjay, if you could also join them. Yes, with the certificates, that will be better.